What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that news around the NBA. And we're going to be on YouTube, of course, live on there on Analysis Playground. Of course, you're going to catch me on there basically every single time. I'm happy to see y'all again. And we're going to get right into it with some of the waves and moves that happened today. And not a lot, but it's enough to where we understand where teams are going in the direction they're choosing to commit to. Because Ricky Council got waived by the Philadelphia 76ers. He was on a two-way multi-year contract that he signed with them in April of 2024. Council did appear in 7 Summer League games, but he only averaged 18, 4, and 1 assist. He also got 1 steal in 27 minutes. Those are good numbers when you look at the raw face value of him. It shows you that he can play. It shows you that he understands what he can do and what he can't do. He's trying to impact the game in multiple ways. But the Sixers, they have a loaded roster with veterans and guys that have talent. He wasn't going to get a lot of minutes. He wasn't going to get a lot of opportunities. I would be surprised if he even cracked the rotation unless a lot of injuries happen like last year. But if they go into the season with their roster healthy, which is showing you that they might not because they have a lot of injuries again this off season. Maybe they take all of October off with those guys and probably try to hit strong in November. You want them as healthy as they can be because you need to make the playoffs. You need to be a threat. And the Eastern Conference is at a weak point right now. At the top, of course, you still have teams like the Knicks. You still have teams like the Cleveland Cavaliers that's going to be running roughshod over the league with their records. But Sixers should be right up there if they're healthy. We felt that way last year. We're going to have to give them that credit based off talent on the paper also. But Ricky Council, good player, not great, not amazing, still growing, still learning, which is understandable. That was the whole purpose of him playing in Summer League to show what he can still do and show his game. It wasn't a bad Summer League for him, but he just had to do more. But last season, Council appeared in 73 games with the Philadelphia 76ers. He did average 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist in 17 minutes. That was really good production. I know most people say, he didn't give you 10 points. He didn't really give you a lot. I mean, he's not playing with a lot of minutes to go for. But on top of that, he also had a lot of guys in front of him and a lot of guys that had a better pecking order than he did, and that was going to affect your numbers. That was going to affect your opportunities, and it's understandable because when you look at a player like Ricky Council, he's going to be like that on basically every team anyway. Because most players are going to look at it like you're not coming here to take my spot because I want to still be in rotation just like you do, but I'm already in this order. You're coming to take my spot or eat into my minutes. I know people don't want to talk about it like that. I know the leaders in the franchises don't want to say it like that, but players going to feel that way even if they keep it to themselves because it's the truth. I'm trying to get paid. I'm trying to be in the league as long as I can be. I'm trying to keep myself in a roster spot as much as you want to. So, he was undrafted already in 2023 out of Arkansas. That was already a bad start to his career, but he was able to make a roster, get minutes, and also play and contribute. So you can't really complain about that, how his career ended up turning out right now. You just hope that he can get picked up and signed up for another team, even if it's another two-way contract. And another person that got signed to a two-way contract was Jamal Cain. He got picked up by the Orlando Magic. They're looking for anybody that can help them with the scoring, especially off the bench, and give them a little athleticism too. Orlando Magic ended up signing him to a two-way. He's 6'6", so he's a shooting guard. Makes sense because that's mainly what they're looking for. He averaged 5 points, 2 rebounds in 37 games with the New Orleans Pelicans last season. He shows you that he can come in and play a role and fill a need. If it's what he needs to do for this team, he's willing to do it without a question, without a doubt. And this contract is a prove it type of contract. And it's unfortunate that this is the best offer and the best deal that he can get, but most people are taking these contracts because it gives you a chance to possibly show yourself and show what you learned, show what you can do. Different fits, different coaches require you and ask of you to do different things. So it does make a lot of sense why he didn't mind taking it again. He only appeared in 13 minutes for the Pelicans in the 2024-2025 season. He scored in double figures 9 times and recorded 20 plus twice, showing you that he has a ability to get hot, be a little bit of a microwave off the bench. He had a career high 25 points in Miami, which was April 11th. That was good to also see that this man can hit the jumpers. This man can create for himself sometimes too, but he did go undrafted and he has played 81 NBA regular season games with the Miami Heat and the New Orleans Pelicans since 2022. To give you a little background and to give you a little history on the guy, he maintains the career averages of 4 points and 2 rebounds in 12 minutes per contest for both franchises, and he planned on extending that with the Orlando Magic. And this team has a lot of guards and a lot of forwards already, but he's going to be a guy that's going to come in whenever they need it or injury happens and try to give them buckets. He did also average 21 and 9 rebounds and 2 assists and a steal in 35 minutes games across 37 starts and 40 career games in the G League, showing you that he belongs in the league. He might not be the best player, might not be the greatest player, but he is still one of the better players at his age, that you can pick up and be a possible guy that can give you some rotation type of minutes. Even if he's the ninth or 10th or 12th guy on your roster, at least you have confidence in him. But Kane played 5 collegiate seasons between Marquette and Oakland from 2017 to 2022. He appeared in 150 games with 61 starts. He averaged 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 21 minutes per game, showing you that he's been committed to being a basketball player. You have to love it. You root for him, you cheer for him just because of that, because the fact that he's been playing in G League games, trying to get himself out of that spot, showing you that he can play at the NBA level like he did for the Pelicans. Um, and I think that he has enough. He's been doing enough to where teams should still be interested and teams should still be happy to have him. I definitely would give him that much credit, and we'll see how he ends up doing with the Orlando Magic, as we wait for the season to start. Other than that, when it comes to news, I see that the Spurs are committed to a $1 billion arena project in San Antonio. So they're keeping the team there, modernizing the area, giving the fans something to look forward to, giving the fans something that they would love to see, which is another arena. Myron Gardner also agreed to a two-way contract with the Heat. He averaged 13 points, 4 boards, 1 assist, and 2.8 steals in 22 minutes across 4 summer league games with the Heat. They liked him. They gave him a shot. They gave him an opportunity. That's all that matters at this point, because he made the best of it already. And in 50 games in the G League last season with Orlando, with the Magic, Ascola Magic, I think so you say it. Gardner averaged 10 points and 6 boards and 1 assist in 21 minutes. The Miami Heat like him. They like what he can do. They like what they have seen so far. So they said, let's try him out even further and give him a chance to stay on the roster a little more. Pacers, Talon Peter agreed to a two-way contract also. The Pacers selected Peter with the number 54th pick in 2025 draft, which is recent. He did average 13 points last season at Liberty University while shooting 45% from three. We know how much teams love three-point shooting. If they can get it, especially for cheap and not that much of a cost, they're going to do that as quick and as fast as they can. Welcome to the NBA. Hopefully he has a good career. Hopefully he can stay in a little longer than it looks like he might. And I'm rooting for you. As long as you made it, as long as you had the chance to prove that you was an NBA player like you did in college, now you get an opportunity to possibly play a couple games. That's better than most people get. That's further than most people actually get also. And now you're in that chance, and that moment can happen for you to possibly do just like what Jamal Kane did. But also, New Orleans Pelicans actually waived Lester Quinos's from his two-way contract. He did appear in 13 games last season with the Pelicans in the Philadelphia 76ers. He did only average 6 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist in 14 minutes. Those numbers aren't going to scare you. They're not going to pop out to you. but it did show you that he can still score and do some things on the basketball court if he has a chance to go out there and play. We know that the Pelicans had a lot of injuries, and those injuries opened up a lot of opportunities. And he was one of the guys that was able to get some play out of that unfortunate situation. And he didn't, have the craziest numbers or the best numbers, or he didn't have the greatest minutes either. But that's why they said, you're the weakest link. We have to let you go. And we're going to just go with the veterans and some other guys on our rosters more than you. It's how the NBA can be. Like, you can play the best you can play, you can do the best you can do, but they always have their eyes on somebody else, or they always have their eye on what you can and you can't do. So they try to find somebody else that can do more than you can. It's just how the league works. The Pistons did waive Ron Harper Jr. from a two-way contract. That was something that people wasn't really expecting, but it is something that's actually going to happen, and it happened today. It sucks. He was showing some potential. He was showing some good play. He did average 17 points, 4 rebounds per game in the G League affiliate, the Motor City Cruise, but that wasn't enough. He also did play 11 NBA games throughout his career. Harper spent 2 seasons with the Toronto Raptors on a two-way deal and had a brief stint with the Boston Celtics affiliate, the Maine Celtics, in 2024. So he has some experience in the G League, has some experience in the NBA. Still wasn't enough to keep him on the roster with the Pistons or even in their G League affiliate. They just felt that they might just be better off without him, and they have made that decision official. And that's something that we see now a lot of. Like, these guys can't catch a break, but it just shows you how potent and how hard it is to make it to the NBA and stay in the NBA. And it's unfortunate for the guys that want it. It's unfortunate for the guys that love the game. They can't live without the game, and they want to hoop as much as they can hoop, especially when they're young. And that's their whole goal and their whole focus when they're 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 to even 20, 21, 22, 23 years old. And even Ron Harper, who's 24 years old, couldn't keep a spot either. Man, it's crazy covering this sport and seeing how hard it is to break that rotation, to even get on a roster, to even stay on a roster for multiple years. And then you're not even getting paid that much money on a two-way contract. You making basically what an average worker making. You playing in the NBA, and you trying to travel, go here to go there, trying to stay healthy, trying to stay in shape, and trying to keep your mind focused on being the best player you can be. And then you get this news when you wake up, we got to waive you. Unfortunately, we don't think you're playing well enough. We want to go in a different direction. We feel that you did a good job for what you was brought here for, but we found somebody that can do better, possibly be better, and potential. We know how that goes in the draft. If you show glimpses and signs, or you have a certain body type, or you have a certain type of play style, that can also increase your chances of making it. It can increase your chances of losing it too, because once they see what you are and what you're really about, they also got the knowledge and the information that they wanted, and now it's saying adios to you. But now we see it more often now because more people are covering the sport, more people are becoming commentators, broadcasters, and analysts, and even scouts, and even assistant coaches and coaches. A lot of these guys are trying to stick. A lot of these guys are trying to commit to basketball as their main way to get paid, and we're seeing that just become more public. And that's how we can get this news without even paying for it. Like, a lot of people wanted that paywall, and then they realize there's so many people that want this information, so many people that's doing it, even on YouTube now. When I started YouTube, it wasn't that many NBA channels. I was one of the very few, and now you see an abundance of them. And then you see other corporations making a YouTube channel so that they can get people to watch it on TV and on YouTube. So it's getting more popular, more people loving it, more people trying to get paid from it. But these NBA players, they have it tough. And we do possibly see the NBA might have a expansion that might open up a couple more spots for some of these guys that's young and have proven themselves, and it might help them get paid a little bit more money, which will be a blessing for them. But if that doesn't happen within the next 3 years, a lot of these guys are going to be playing overseas. And then they will say, well, at least I made it. At least I played in the NBA. At least I was able to go for 20. At least I was able to get a double-double. That's the best thing they can say, and it's still something that they should be proud of and something that they should be honored for. And I would say it's still a blessing to be able to do that. But the money is an issue when you get them two-way contracts. You're not getting paid enough to make a living. especially when you're traveling and you can't get a house, because you get in a situation like this where you're already off the team. And since those contracts are not guaranteed when it comes to keeping you, you can get it one day, be happy, and be broke the next week or the next month because of the pay. So let's keep that in mind. Let's just be honest about that too. I know some people rather have that than work a 9 to 5, but the fact that you don't have no job security and the fact that you ain't guaranteed to make another roster and the agent get their percentage too and other things come out of that check, you coming home with nothing really. So let's be honest about that part. We don't hear enough people talking about that. We don't have enough people bringing that, forth to attention of these kids that make the decision to commit to college just to play for a chance to make it in the NBA and have nothing to fall back on, have nothing to really get paid for if it doesn't work out. We knew that always happened, but now with people being able to stay and people being able to make a little bit more money because of NIL deals and stuff like that, it does help that decision of wanting to come out or needing to do a little bit more work to be able to be ready for the NBA, to increase your chances of being able to stay in the NBA, because that's the way you want to make your paper. And since it's a hard job to keep and it's not that many spots and positions anyway to have, you looking at a way to really damage your beginning of your adulthood by being broke. And that's the decision that I had to make. I played basketball a lot and I was really good at basketball, but I also had to look at, I need insurance, I need house, I need car, I need this, I need that, just to be an adult and just to be able to be independent enough to where I'm happy. And then you realize that you're making the same amount of money a lot of these basketball players are making. And then you have the security because you can go to work each and every week and get paid guaranteed money. And they don't really have that ability. That's a big difference, especially when you go to college and some of these guys are graduating and then they're not even using their degrees because they rather just chase the NBA job. But that's a story for another day. That's a conversation for another day. And it's going to be the end of my day talking to y'all for today. So comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, I do NBA content every single day that I can. Also, not going to lie to you. I'm going to keep it real with y'all as much as I can because I know a lot of information. I know a lot of people. And I've been around this NBA game, even YouTube-wise, for 12 plus years. I've been to the All-Star games. I've been to the summer leagues. I spent weeks and months there to see a lot of this stuff, to get the background stuff, to meet some of these people, to meet some of these celebrities, to meet some of these coaches and assistant coaches, scouts, players, and everything. And it's crazy how much people really want one of these jobs in the NBA, how very scarce it is to keep one or get one in the first place. But other than that, I'm gone. Peace. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for supporting the channel. I'll see y'all later tomorrow. And I'm gone for now. Quinn Wade with that basketball analysis. Peace out. Y'all stay blessed up.